Okay. Hey everyone, how are you? Dennis Riley here. Goes to results. Right now, what we're going to do is we are going to get started on this week's event. So live event. Let's get started. Hey, anyone who's live seeing this, just put wherever you are, whether you're in YouTube, whether you're at Facebook, whether you're at LinkedIn. If you see this live, please just put in the comments, hey, look, I'm here, I'm live, where you from? So I can see who's looking. And if you are watching this on the replay, same thing. Just write replay and say, hey, look, checking this out live and seeing what's going on. So just a little helping out. Again, it's a data thing that I'm going to show you today about Time Mastery Series, saving time finding data. You want to find your data in all different aspects. So that's what I'm asking for you guys is to just fill in that comment so I'll know more of the story of the data. All right, so let's get started. Here we go. All right, Time Mastery Series, save time by finding the right data. All right. Now, number one, we're going to talk about what is the story behind your data. Okay. To me, that's very important here. I'm going to flip it back and forth so you can see some stuff here. All right. So there is a story, a reason behind every single data point in your business, every single data point. Now, here's the problem. There's so much data out there that most business owners are so overwhelmed with the scope of their data that all they're doing is looking at the reports, okay? P&L reports, maybe your CRM reports, maybe your website reports, client reports, social media reports, you name it. They're all great summaries of the data collected in each platform. But what happens is, do they tell the story? All right. So I do want to show you one thing here, okay? I love this poster. Okay, I'm going to show you this poster. This poster is hanging up on my wall in my office. I love it. It's a great story great poster because it shows the success. And most people, above the water, they see the success and it's like, oh, wow, that was pretty easy for you guys or all that. No one sees underneath the hard work, the persistence, the late nights, the rejections, the sacrifices, discipline, criticism, doubts, failures, risk. No one sees all of that. What they only see is the success. Well, it's the same thing with data. Okay. When you're just looking at the results of data, you're seeing the data here. But do you really know the story? So underneath all of that, do you really know the story? All right. So that's what you got to do looking into that. So what I want to do is get going here. Second thing is finding patterns. Okay. What you want to do is you want to find patterns. And this is what you do. All right. You're going to take all your data points and you're going to, if you want to run the reports, you run the reports and you do them you do the same exact data, but different time frames. And what happens is you might find stuff like this. Okay. Maybe you have a different set of points. Okay. The gold isn't in the story. The gold is in the story, not the data point. So for example, look at this graph here. Look at area 1, area 2, area 3. Why did things peak? Why did things go down? Again, in number 1, the peak went up, but went down a little bit. Area 2, the peak went up, and then it came right back down. Area 3 was going along its way, then it dropped, and then it slowly came up. We want to know the stories behind that. Okay. So we see the plots of data and it's saying, oh, look, something goes down, or look, this peaked. Hey, this is pretty cool. But what you want to do is, you want to know the story so that you know the data and you know things that happen. Okay. Because what happens is the data loves to leave a trail. Okay. And you got to find that trail. Okay. You got to figure it out. All right. Compare the data, see the peaks and valleys. There's, like I said, usually there's something or some things that cause things to go up or things to go down. And it's your job as the business owner to try to figure out, what are they? Now, how do you find it? You got to be a detective. Okay. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. That's right. You got to be a detective. You got to ask yourself these questions. Okay. What maybe happened? Okay. Is there anything external that's happened? How long did it last? Was there other data? Maybe there's other data that I can look for in the same time frame that caused something. All right. So for example, all right, This is what happened with a client of mine. What happens, we saw this client would constantly get contact us form requests filled out for their business, asking, hey, can you look into this, can you help me with this, we have a problem with this, can you help this. It was great. He had a really good social media campaign that was driving people to the site, and people would look at the website and say, you know what, I want this person to help me with the service. So they filled out the contact us for. Great. And it was consistently coming into the website. And again, those are great data points to look. When we were looking at some charts of week by week by week, we noticed that there was a drop. There was a drop for some reason in the contact us forms. And pretty much, we looked at the website data from the same time frame. Nothing really stood out. The same amount of hits were coming to the website as in other frames, but we couldn't find out. And this in the Google Analytics part, we kept looking, looking, looking. Finally, what we saw is we saw a drastic number of hits increase from mobile sites. Okay, that's interesting. Could that have caused it? So what I did is I got my phone. I went right to his website on my phone. I clicked on the contact us form, and it wasn't working properly. Boom. We found out what was the problem. Okay, so then what happened is, we went to his website through WordPress, logged in, used his credentials, saw the error, fixed it. The next week, the client went right back up. All right. So there was a story to the dip. The story to the dip was that there was an error all along in the contact us form. But what happened was that it wasn't discovered until more and more people went there via the mobile. And just so happened that week, there was a jump in mobile ones. And therefore, since there was a jump in mobile and the same amount of input was coming, that means there had to be a decline in the desktop version. And what happens when that decline happened in the desktop version, the number of people who signed up went down because you couldn't sign up on a mobile. And that's how that was found out. And we were very lucky to do that. But what we did, we found the story, and we had to figure out how to do that. We found the story, fixed the data issue by fixing the cause of the dip. All right. And that's what we did. We fixed the cause of the dip. Now, what happens if you're looking at your data, but you need to look at it a different way? Okay. Let me give you a perfect example. My LinkedIn Live series, which some of you are seeing live right now. Okay. I in the past 8 weeks, I've had 8 events. Okay. And so what I did is I wanted to track to see who attended each one, if there was any patterns, because I wanted to find out, because LinkedIn only tracks the people who requested to attend. That's it. All right. Yeah, you can loop them together and see how many total number of people who were live, total number of views, how long it was done. But that's it. That was the only data available at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I need to find more about this data because I've been doing these events and I want to see, is there any patterns? So what I did is I took the data from all the events and put them into a Google Sheet. All right. And what I want to do is I want to show you what happened with that. All right. Hold on for a second. Tracking Google share. Okay. Now, so let's go back to step 1 here. Okay. Step 1 is the following. Okay, so what I did is I took the first event, I downloaded all the people who said they were going to join. Okay. First name, last name, I'm not showing you, obviously, for privacy, what the level of contact was, what position in what company. Okay, great. So then I said, okay, that's good for the first one. Now I want to do a little bit more data. And I decided to add gender and category just to add more data to so this is what happened here. I add gender and category. Perfect. So then what I did is I said, okay, I'm also going to add different dates with each of them because remember, there's 8 of them. This is just one of them that showed up. I'm going to put totals and all that. And this is what I came out with. Great. I got all of these. I got to see who came to each one and stuff like that. And I could do it different sorts and all things. But I decide, you know what? Now I'm going to add pivot tables to Google to get more of the stats there. And by adding the pivot tables, look what just happened. Okay. Now the categories that I have, which I didn't have before, I could sort by category. I could see the number of times each person registered. Okay. And then what this was happen if they did register one time, here's the detail. If they registered two, here's the detail. Okay. So I did all of this just by taking the data from LinkedIn and bringing it down. And that's it. And that's all I did. Okay. So that's a different form of showing you how you do this. Okay. So let's go back to the LinkedIn. This is again another way. And so there's different ways of looking at this, okay? And what you want to do is you want to say, okay, how am I gonna figure things out? Can I go back to the patterns? So let's go back here. Let me show you some patterns here to go back, because back here you want to make sure right here. Here's the patterns. You want to find out a pattern first from the raw data of your the data points. And then go a little deeper. Find out, okay, why I'm doing this. Why is this happening here? Why is this happening? The more you can save time, you will save time by finding the stories here. At the beginning, you're like, how am I going to save time if I have to research all this and all that? Okay, the knowledge that you get from this is going to be so huge that you want to be able to you got to get the data, figure out why things happen. It's great to see patterns, but it's even more important to see why these patterns exist. Because if you find out why these patterns exist, you will be able to figure out the story, and then therefore you'll be able to make much more better decisions on your strategies, much more better decisions on your systems in your business. And that's what, by doing that, by making better decisions, by having better systems in place, you will save time. And all that happens because you found out the story in your data. And that's all you have to do. So, this is a quick one today. I just wanted to have you go through some of these things and just see, it's all about finding the data and the story behind the data. If you have any questions and you want to figure out, hey, look, I really don't know my story, I kind of want to find out more, get in touch with me and let's look at your data together and let's find the story. Because again, you find the story, you'll make better decisions in your strategy, better decisions in your systems, you'll get better results, and you'll have more time doing things that you need to do in your business, especially working on the business. So if you have any questions, again, you can reach me at Dennis at goalstoresults.com. You can go to my website, goalstoresults.com. You can DM me, whatever platform you're seeing this on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, and whether it's Instagram, just let me know. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this one and what other things that you're having trouble with your data that maybe I can help you out with as well. Hope you have a great rest of the week and have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.